Hey everyone, my name is Karen Gunton and I am the author, designer, creator of the Illuminate Oracle deck and the booklet that comes with it. And I just wanted to introduce it to you here. I created this deck because I've been playing with Oracle decks for years, and I wanted to create something that would incorporate the framework and the messages of the lighthouse, which for me are really the model of how we can shine our light in the world. And the deck is called Illuminate for that very reason. The cards are meant to just help you to shine a light within and see if there's anything to explore, or maybe build up in your own lighthouse, or maybe even clear right out of your lighthouse because it doesn't serve you anymore. So let's take a quick look at this deck so you can see a bit more about it than you can in the pictures here on this page. The first thing I'll just note while I'm holding both pieces is the book comes with the deck, but it comes separate to the deck. It does not fit inside. It's just a little bit bigger. The reason for that is because I've got tons of decks here on the shelf beside me, and I hate when they have tiny, tiny little books that have text that's tiny and you can't read. So this book is totally readable. You can hold it in your hands and you can read it just by itself, even just flipping open a page and seeing what message there is for you. So I wanted a book that was big enough to actually be easy to read and beautiful to hold in your hands. We'll get to the book a little bit more in a minute. Let's open up this deck. It's professionally printed, a nice solid box, matte finish. It's really soft and lovely to hold. And there are 77 cards in the Lighthouse Oracle, and they include cards for each of the 7 components of the lighthouse. So there's 11 cards per component, you can see, and they each have their own color. 7 components, 7 colors. And the reason, really that they're set, 11 cards for each component is because even that in itself makes sort of a mini deck. You can just pull out one component and use those cards and get plenty of meaning and message from them. So each component has 10 message cards, and the Lighthouse Keeper card, which is a beautiful mandala. And the Lighthouse Keepers are like the queens of the deck. They are the keeper of the light for that component of the lighthouse, and will just help to guide the meaning of really the rest of the cards in that component. You can see, aside from the keepers, which have a mandala card, mandala image, the other cards have hand-drawn symbols and images, one simple image per card. So these cards are super simple. The images act as a bit of an activation for whatever the meaning of the card is. And then there's a single word on each card. So they are quite simple, and that's done on purpose because I want you to take your meaning from the symbols and images and the words that you see, and tune into that first before you look into the book to find out any further meaning. And I will just note that these 7 colors that you see that make up the 7 components and all of the cards in the deck, those colors are corresponding to the chakras. So the lighthouse framework overlaps with our chakra system in our body. And you can read more about that in the booklet itself. But what that means is that you can really begin to embody the message of each of the cards that you pull by tuning into how that feels within yourself and in using the chakra system. If you already are familiar with it, this deck is a beautiful overlay to any work you're already doing with the chakra system. If you're not, you can learn about it. And again, the book has a lot of information that will help you as well. So a bit more about that book. As I mentioned, it is, a nice size. It is a matte finish, and it is so soft and velvety. You'll just want to hold the book in your hands. And it does have that extra information on the lighthouse chakra system, each of those 7 lighthouse keepers, the keeper of each component, and the lighthouse framework itself. So you can learn more about what the components are and what they represent. The more you use the deck, the more familiar it will get to you. And of course, there is information for each card, the images there and the word, and then some extra information. And there's some inspirational quotes and lyrics and things to go with as well, so that you can tune into the message in lots of different ways. And what I'll note is that the meanings, as I said, there's only, one word per card, but they are not in alphabetical order in this book. The book is laid out in the order of the components. So each component is together in a section, and the more you get to know the book, the more you can flip to the component. And I'm going to tell you right now that there is no index in this book. There is no table of contents, and I know some people don't like that, but it is done for a reason. There is a real beautiful purpose to that. And I've actually modeled this deck and the book on my own favorite Oracle deck that I've used for years. And I've bought lots and lots of decks, but there's one deck that's really made a difference in my own growth, my intuition, and my ability to use the deck to really explore my own inner knowing and my own sort of awareness of the world around me. And that deck didn't have an index, and it had one word per card. And I loved that because it helped me to tune into my own inner light, my inner guidance system, my inner knowing, and just see what messages came up for me. So that's why the book is the way it is. In the time it takes you to flip to the section that corresponds to whatever lighthouse card you got, and to find that one message, you'll have had time to tune into yourself. And the real truth of an oracle deck is that the answers aren't on the cards. The answer is not in the book. The answer is in you. And these things are just meant to be little prompts, little nudges, little hints, ideas to help get you exploring your own inner light. There's a reason the deck is called Illuminate. It's to help you shine a light on things. So when you get this book and you're like, there's no index, just remember this. That's for a reason, and it's really going to help you really grow and build up your own intuition. So to make it easier, something I can suggest, as I said, the book is broken up into each of the 7 lighthouse components. You can use those little sticky tabs, the little Post-it sticky tabs that you can just stick on the end and make your own tabs for the book. And that will help you flip to that section really quickly. You can even color code your sticky tabs to match the colors of the components and the chakras. Another idea that one of my customers shared with me is she actually took some highlighter pens, and she, found the component, whatever, the 11 pages are for each component, and she colored the edge of that part of the book. So when she holds the book up, you can see all the colors on the edge, and she can flip right to that component to find the card. So there's 2 tricks to help you really dig in deep into this book and begin to explore the messages and the meanings of the cards. So that's a bit about the deck. I just wanted to show it to you, in real life, because I know it's sometimes hard to tell from pictures what things look like. So it really is a beautiful, as I said, professionally printed, matte finish, really soft and lovely, rounded corners, a nice size, I think. Again, I modeled it on the size of card that I love best myself to hold in my hands. Not too small, that you can't really tune into the pictures and the meaning, but not so big that it's really hard to hold. You'll find in the page below more information about the deck, but also there are lots of great free resources to help you begin exploring the use of oracle decks or building your intuition, and all kinds of topics down there to help you. Even if you don't buy this deck, I hope that those resources will help you to explore your own inner light and to practice this idea of illuminating, of shining a light on something that will help you on your journey here to shine your light in the world. If you wanted to find out more about the idea of, you know, each of the components of the lighthouse, there are 7, and each of those lighthouse keepers and how they do overlay the chakra system, click on the free button above and you can get the free Lighthouse Keepers magazine. It gives you a great introduction to these beautiful lighthouse keepers and how they can begin to help you to strengthen your own light, take care of your own light, so that you can stand up and shine, just like a lighthouse. All right, enjoy. I hope that this has given you a bit of a peek of what to expect if you do get the deck, and what it will look like, and how you can begin to use it in your own life. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out the deck, and I hope to connect with you. I'd love to watch you shine. Bye.